Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this week's webinar, Automating eDoc MD Service Manager, the latest in WindowBook's educational webinar series. My name is Monica Lundquist, and I'm the Postal Affairs and Technical Support Manager here at WindowBook. Assisting me today, Steve Dowdy, our Mailing Industry Software Specialist. Today's webinar topic is an exciting new tool from WindowBook called MD Service Manager. This is a great new method to automate submission of electronic documentation, or eDoc, through PostalOne. MD Service Manager is an add-on module to our DATMail software. We hope that you'll be as excited as we are about this great time-saving tool. Please contact your WindowBook account representative after the webinar for more details on accessing this new module. Now, you are very likely familiar with this screenshot, which is the PostalOne Business Customer Gateway. This is the means to download the Postal Service software called Mail.dat Client, or also known as MDR Client, and that's what is used for electronic transactions with the Postal Service. This is also referred to as PostalOne. Now, while this is a great improvement over printing and submitting hard copy documents, there are some drawbacks. Interaction with PostalOne requires the download and use of the Postal Service software that I mentioned earlier, Mail.dat Client, also referred to as MDR Client. Now, there are two modes of transmission in PostalOne. There's an interactive mode, which requires a manual user interface, or UI, and there's also a batch mode, which essentially operates like a hot folder for automated uploading and downloading. Both of these modes currently have some drawbacks. The interactive mode requires the user interface and manual uploading. The batch mode is more automated and eliminates the UI and manual uploading. However, there's no way to check on the status of the uploads or the postage statements without manual intervention using the UI. And although the status information is available on PostalOne using the dashboard, which is shown on the screen here, users have to either scroll through the entire listing of submitted statements or go through a multi-step process to generate a more specific query. Now, all of this can be fairly time-consuming, so MD Service Manager to the rescue. Now, here to tell you more about this exciting new solution and to give you a live demonstration of it is Steve Dowdy. He's our Mailing Industry Software Specialist. Steve, go ahead and take it away.
Sure that many of you are familiar with this screen. As Monica has already talked about, this is the PostalOne interactive mode screen where you submit jobs one at a time to PostalOne. You normally send the original release and then update releases, and you must wait for those jobs to come back to give you the validation information and know for sure that they have been loaded to the dashboard. And then you need to go to another website, to the dashboard, to actually look at the statements and the documentation that is presented there. You can view these jobs by job ID and by file ID, and can set a date range to specify exactly what jobs it is that you're looking at. We found this process to be cumbersome, slow, and labor-intensive, and a pretty difficult way to manage your PostalOne files, particularly as more of our customers went into production for PostalOne. And so late last year, we began to look at the MD Client batch system as an alternative to the PostalOne interactive system. The batch system is right here under the settings button. And the system runs off of a set of folders. As Monica has already mentioned, there is a hot folder there are hot folders defined here, and here, and here. And you essentially put your mail.dat files in a folder, and then the results of the PostalOne processing is returned to you in other folders. The information in those folders is in the form of XML files, and that makes it pretty difficult to read and interpret the results that the post office batch system is returning to you. We found it pretty difficult to determine the status of jobs, and often still had to go back to the interactive mode